That's my friend from here.
Teacher? Teacher? No. Not teacher.
All teacher.
Teacher.
Sir, this is a boutique bike.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
They say,
Dr. G.S. Rautela, Director General, National Council of Science Museums. And Shri Saurabh Mukherjee, Chairman, Children's Foundation School.
Request Shri Saurabh Mukherjee, Chairman, Children's Foundation School, and the Chairman and Founder of the Young Men's Welfare Society, to deliver the welcome address.
Your Excellency, Dr. Rautela, distinguished guests in the audience, members of the meeting fraternity, Your Excellency, we are simple people, doing simple things for simple people. We work in small urban neighborhoods, slum communities, rural settlements. To have a person of your stature and dignity in our presence is humbling. In our quest for quality of quantity, we have illuminated the lives of 70,000 underprivileged children with the light of education, set up 3 secondary schools, brought portable drinking water to 100 rural communities, assisted 936 families in their household businesses, and engaged in a rural rejuvenation program in 3 blocks of South 24 Parganas. As we observe our 30th anniversary, we do not know what the future holds for us, but we know who holds the future. Mission and faith are intertwined. There can be no mission without faith, and without faith, there can be no mission. This is what Mother Teresa reminded us when she laid the foundation stone of this institute on 18th of February 1982, exactly 30 years ago. Your Excellency, lead, guide and inspire us to do something beautiful for God. Thank you.
We'd also like to welcome Shri P.C. Sarkar, renowned magician.
We will now witness the words of welcome by our chairman founder being translated into tongues.
The National Council of Science Museums, or NCSM, is the largest network of science centers and museums under a single administrative umbrella in the world. We are delighted to have Dr. G.S. Rautela, Director General, NCSM, amongst us today. May I request you, sir, to say a few words.
Most respected Dr. Kalam, Sri Sarkar, and my dear friend Mr. Saurabh Mukherjee, and distinguished guests, teachers, parents and students. I am one of those lucky who know Dr. Kalam for a couple of years. I have worked with him as member of the governing board of the Bikram Sarabhai Community Science Center in Ahmedabad. Then I hosted him a couple of times in our science centers to give lectures to students. I also had opportunity to travel with him sometime in the car and know him little closely. And he is icon for young students of this country. He is icon of simplicity, great motivator, And as I know from my friends in ISRO, he's a great leader. I think I consider all of you, especially young students, very lucky today that he's here. And he's sought after everywhere in the country. In fact, to get his time, it takes quite a number of months nowadays to find time, and he would be available. But he doesn't deny. Whenever we ask for, he tries to find time sometime or later. Well, I think the important today is the young students who have to take a lead role in building India. And Dr. Kalam's few books that I think you have read, The Ignited Mind, The Wings of Fire, India 2020, and Target 2 Billion. These 4 books which I am naming, which I have read personally. Very great inspiring work. I am sure the young students who try to read them and learn and get inspired to do something great, what he did for this country. Well, we at the science centers are trying to do little of our work to inspire these young students to take science and technology as area of work and as careers later, and contribute to the well-being of the nation. And 3.5 million students visit our science centers annually. Either they participate in various programs or visit science center galleries which are interactive and get motivated. And we have known some of the great scientists today have admitted publicly that what they developed love for science is because they went to science center or science museum. So this is where we are trying to contribute a little bit. There are 53 science centers in the country today, one of the largest network in the world. And 25 are under development, and in fact the Planning Commission wants us to do 1 per district. Well, that is a big job, and we are also looking young students to come and join science communication as a career so that we can increase the pace of development of science centers and provide an interactive environment for learning of science. In fact, the science that is way it is taught in schools today has to be made interactive. Hands-on, minds-on. This is what we say. So let us, I expect all of you young students especially come to science centers and play with those exhibits and participate in the programs. And I don't want to stand between you and Dr. Kalam, who's great motivator, and myself personally. I'm influenced every bit of what I try to practice in my life from his simplicity, from his thought and leadership. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rapaya. It is with a little nervousness that I am calling upon Shri P.C. Sarkar, the renowned magician, to speak. Because we are not sure whether half of the audience would be vanished.
নমস্কার, আমার নাম পিসি সরকার জুনিয়র। আমি এখানে এসেছি একজন বিখ্যাত জাদুকরের আকর্ষণে। উনি আমাকে ম্যাজিক করে, অনেক দূরে ছিলাম সেখান থেকে হুশ করে এখানে এনে ফেলেছেন। হি ইজ এ বেটার ম্যাজিশিয়ান দ্যান আই অ্যাম, অ্যান্ড ডক্টর কালাম ইজ অ্যান আইডিয়াল, আমাদের আদর্শ। এবং আমি ওনার কাছে যে পাশে বসতে পেরেছি, এতে আমি নিজেকে ধন্যবোধ করছি। সমস্ত বাঙালি জাতির হয়ে, সমস্ত বাঙালি সমাজের হয়ে, জাতি ধর্ম নির্বিশেষে আমি আমাদের মাঝখানে ওনাকে অভ্যর্থনা জানাচ্ছি। আমি আপনাদের কাছে কোনো বক্তৃতা দিতে আসিনি বা কোনো ম্যাজিক দেখাতে আসিনি, খালি আমি জানাতে এসেছি যে একজন জাদুকর, আমি সর্বান্তকরণের সম্পূর্ণ জাদুকর, কিন্তু আমি বিজ্ঞানের প্রতি নিজেকে উৎসর্গ করে দিয়েছি। ম্যাজিকের মধ্যে there is no মন্ত্রাংশ, no hocus pocus, nothing, everything is science. ম্যাজিকের মধ্যে পুরোটা হচ্ছে বিজ্ঞান, আর সেই বিজ্ঞানের পুরোধা হচ্ছেন উনি যে আমাদের মধ্যে এসছেন, আমি তাতে ধন্যবাদ করছি। আমি সুপারস্টিশনের এগেনস্টে ম্যাজিক দেখাই, এবং উনি যে আমাদের কাছে এসছেন, এটা আমার কাছে একটা বিরাট বিরাট বিরাট, শুধু আমার হয়ে নয়, সমস্ত জাদুঘর কুল এবং বাঙালি সমাজের হয়ে ওনাকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি, ওনার কাছে কৃতজ্ঞ হয়ে রইলাম। আমি কথা বাড়াবো না, আমি জানি আমার কথা শুনতে আপনারা চান না। এরপরেই উনি হয়তো বলবেন আমি আমার জায়গায় ফিরে যাচ্ছি, ওনার জন্য জায়গা করে দিয়ে। নমস্কার।
The greatest of our teachers were referred to as Pontifex. Pontifex did not mean a scholar, neither a philosopher. Pontifex was a person who built bridges. Now, I invite upon the greatest Pontifex among us, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, to enlighten us. The topic for today is aspiring for deeper humanity in society, the role of teachers. Let's hear Dr. Kalam.
Friends, good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to convey, I am a teacher. So, I am an addressing teacher. We all belong to same tribe. So, I want to make it all of you easy, so that I am going to share some of the experiences as a teacher. And I am delighted to address and interact with heads of schools, civil society leaders at Calcutta region. I am happy that Tagore Center for Transformative Education has created a movement in nurturing, caring and sharing initiatives which are aimed towards enhancing the academic quality of Calcutta schools. I consider that the teacher or the leaders who transform the children into enlightened citizens through the provision of a good education practices. My greetings to all of you. When I am in the midst of teachers, how many teachers are there? Lift your hand. All the teachers. Mostly teachers, so I am addressing teachers. So the topic I have selected, the evolution of a great citizens. The evolution of a great citizen, that's the topic I have selected. Friends, when I see you all in such a beautiful and a good environment, I thought of recalling my school days in British India in Rameshwaram Panchayat Primary School during the period 1936-1944. Many of you are not in the idea forms, 1936-1944, British India. This school was situated near seashore, half built, half thatched, and it was the only school in Rameshwaram Island in those days. We were 400 boys and girls. I would like to narrate as a student about my experience long ago, what I felt in my school, which is an unimpressive building and scanty amenities. But I used to see an interesting scene in the school. The teachers, particularly the history and geography and science teachers, were loved by the students. For the reason, the teacher loved their teaching and ensured the growth of every one of the 55 students in my class. My history and geography teacher my history and geography teacher, his name is Kalishwara Iyer, I remember my teacher's name, used to say, "Oh my students, my teaching mission is to ensure that you children love history and geography so that you score good marks apart from learning with pleasure. Whereas my science teacher, his name is Subramania Iyer. He's a unique teacher. He took for me 5th class. Science he used to come and teach. His name is Subramania Iyer. When he entered the classroom, all of us, not only me, we found in him, he was radiating the knowledge. When the teacher enters the classroom, he was radiating the knowledge because he was the embodiment of knowledge. When he enters, Mr. Subramania Iyer, my teacher enters, we also saw in him the purity of life radiating, purity of life. So the teacher, when you are 10-year boy, you are 55 in the classroom, you know what type of inspiration you get. One side is knowledge, the another side is purity of life. He was a Gandhian in those days. So friends, teaching is a great mission. It's a great mission. And what are you doing? So I felt that every teacher, you have to be a knowledge radiator, and your life itself, a purity of life it should be, because you are become a medium for the children. Now I would like to tell you my recent experience. Remember the teachers, particularly one I gave an experience when I was a 10-year boy. Now, I was in a village called Paravur near Kochi, Kerala. I went to the village to inaugurate the program, a science program, which means science propagation. During the program, the president of Paravur Panchayat Board and the local MLA said that the mission of the Paravur, that science mission, is to ensure the preparation of 2,000 students from different schools towards attaining eligibility for entrance as engineers, scientists, doctors, qualified managers and civil service officers. This action will empower 2,000 families of the village. My inaugural address to Paravur audience, consisting of 5,000 students and the family members, was Science Empowers the Nation. That was the topic I was discussing. Now, after my address, there were hundreds of hands put up for asking questions, hundreds of hands. Due to limited availability of time to share with you, there are 12 questions I answered. Out of that, the student question, I want to tell the teachers, I selected 12 questions. Out of that, 2 questions I want to highlight. One 10th class girl asked me, Mr. Kalam, next year I have to take the subject for my specialization. I love psychology. My parents say no to this subject. My parents say no to this subject. They want me to take the subject that will enable me to enter into a professional course. What should be my, she asked, tell me Mr. Kalam, what should I do? I thought of it. I told the students, you have a great tool to win your parents. There is love and affection. Similarly, your parents also love you. Hence, they earn and borrow for your education. They would like to ensure that you are properly positioned in your professional life. But I respect your dream and definitely am confident you can pursue their parents. At that time, in the audience, parents were sitting there. Both father and mother got up. They said, after you are talking, we have a tremendous love to our child. I am going to allow her, promote her to take psychology as the subject. So there was a big ovation on that. Their parents accepted the daughters request psychology to be the subject. I hope all of you will also accept it. The next important question was from an 8th class boy called Vishnu, who had come from a faraway environment from the city. He is not a city boy. He has come from far away. He was nervous and represented the youth in Indian village environment. The boy started with telling his name. My name is Vishnu. I don't know what should I ask. He has come, but he says, I don't know what should I ask. I am nervous. I have not asked my question in my class, neither I was encouraged. I need to have confidence. I am not gaining the confidence through the education during the last 7 years. I am afraid to talk to my teachers. I am afraid to talk to my teachers. I am afraid to talk to my friends. Whenever I talk, I compare myself with other students. Please tell me, Mr. Kalam, how can I become a unique person, which you just now explained? The boy says, I want to become a marine engineer. I want to travel in a ship. I want to be the captain of the ship. I want to build an engine for the ship. Will I be able to do all this, Mr. Kalam? The boy asked. How can I achieve this mission? What should I do? The boy is asking, nervous boy is asking. When the boy completed the question, the whole audience of 5,000 people and the dignitaries in the dais, including Chief Minister, were looking at me. What Kalam is going to say for such a shivering question? I thought of it. I want to break the silence. So far, I have received from millions of students whom I have met. Vishnu, I value your question, I said. Vishnu, I value your question. I consider you are echoing the question of millions and millions of rural students. Then slowly, I gained the confidence to answer. Let us both recite a beautiful ancient poem named I Will Fly. I will? Name of the poem? I will fly. Will you like to fly with me? All you young people, will you repeat with me? Yes? This is what I recited the boy. Name of the poem, I will fly. I am, repeat with me, I am, you take a lunch. I am born with potential. I am born with goodness and trust. I am born with ideas and dreams. I am born with greatness. I am born with confidence. I am born with wings. I am born with wings. So, I am not meant for crawling. So I am not meant for crawling. I have wings. I have wings. I fly. I fly. I fly. No, friends. When the boy Vishnu finished reciting the poem, he recited the poem. When I recited, he followed me. He was in tears. The boy was in, Vishnu was in tears. He said, I have confidence. And I will win and win run off. He ran off. Okay. Do you understand what I mean? So with confidence, the boy ran off. Question is, whether teachers who can give the radiant knowledge, whether radiant purity of life, whether you can give confidence. This is a question. Now, I can go on talking, but I will be very happy. Two teachers among this gathering. You will speak one minute, each one of you, volunteers. You come and speak your experience as just like as a teacher. I gave you my experience. Any two of you. Who will volunteer? One. This side, anybody? This side? One, come, left, come. Anyone? Yes? Nobody's that side? This side? Anyone? One more I need. One more teacher. Yes? Only ladies come forward, come. Yeah. Okay, come. You can come here in the front and give a mic. Introduce yourself, madam, and give your experience for 1 minute. You also come. Just like I told experience, these two teachers going to give their own experience. You are going to hear, okay?
A very good afternoon, everybody. With folded hands, I would like to go to the greatest teacher of this country. I am Tanuja Samal. I am the principal of Kendriya Vidyalaya Command Hospital. My experiences are plenty, but I would like to relate a different sort of experience which I had. Normally, as parents and teachers, we feel that students will follow what we say. But psychology says something different. And these are two small incidents which I can never forget. In class 3, I reprimanded a child for telling a lie. The child immediately told me, "Madam, I would like to speak to you. When can you give me time?" I said, "Since you have an examination, we'll talk after the school." The child, a class 3 child, hardly 7 to 8 years of age, came and told me, "Since you have reprimanded me for telling a lie, you should reprimand my parents, especially my father, because he tells a lie every day." So I was really aghast, thinking, how can a parent tell a lie every day, which has been noted by a class 3 student? So I asked him, "What lie does your father say?" And he said, after he comes from office, whenever there is a phone call, he says, "Tell them I'm not at home, or I've gone to the bazaar, or I'm not well," or something like that. So children think differently. They think differently from us, and they learn. It's said in psychology, children learn whatever they observe.
It's a beautiful.
So if we want to become better teachers, we have to be examples. And I again bow to the greatest teacher present here today, from whom all of us have learnt. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Friends, it is a beautiful experience how parents, teacher and the children, we have to work together to create a great citizen. Thank you, madam, for your beautiful presentation. God bless you.
উপস্থিত সকলকে আমার সশ্রদ্ধ ভালোবাসা জানিয়ে আমি 2-4টে কথা বলতে চাই। আমি প্রীতিলতা বিশ্বাস মহেশতলা গার্লস থেকে এখানে এই অনুষ্ঠানে যোগ দিতে এসেছি। বিশেষ করে ডক্টর কালামের সঙ্গে সাক্ষাৎ করব এই ভাবনাই আমাকে আপ্লুত করে রেখেছিল গতকাল থেকে। যখন আমি এই সুযোগটা পাই, তখন আমি খুব নিজেকে কি বলি যে আমি নিজেকে প্রকাশ করবো আমি জানি না, আমি ভীষণ খুশি হয়েছিলাম। আমি সায়েন্স টিচার একজন। ক্লাসে যখন ক্লাস নিই, স্যার এক্ষুনি বললেন যে পিওরিটি অফ লাইফটা আমাদের মধ্যে দিয়ে যদি রিফ্লেকশন দেখানো যায়, তাহলে সেটা স্টুডেন্টের ভীষণ হৃদয়কারী হয়। আমি মনে করি আমি যখন ক্লাস নিই, আমি ওদের
জীবনটাকে সুন্দর করে গড়ে তোলার কথাটা, সায়েন্স বিষয়ের থেকে জীবনটাকে সুন্দর করে গড়ে তোলার কথাটা যখন বলি, এবং ওদের বিভিন্ন দরিদ্র পরিবার থেকে উঠে আসা ছেলে মেয়ের মধ্যে সেই ছোট ছোট গল্পগুলো দিয়ে যখন ব্যাপারগুলো এক্সপ্লেন করি, ওদের চোখগুলোর দিকে তাকিয়ে আমি অবাক হয়ে যাই আর ভাবি ওরাই কিছু করবে, ওরাই দেশকে আরো বাড়াবে। বিবেকানন্দের যে অন্তর্নিহিত শক্তির কথা আমি পড়েছি, আমি সেই শক্তিটাকে জাগ্রত করার চেষ্টা করি প্রত্যেকটা স্টুডেন্টের মধ্যে, আর চাই তারা সেই শক্তিটাকে অনুভব করুক আর জাগ্রত হোক, নিজেদেরকে জাগিয়ে তুলুক। থ্যাংকস আ লট।
Thank you, madam.
Basically come from poorer families. And she was telling that she strives hard to instill in them the message of Swami Vivekananda to arouse the inner strength in them, and she finds strength in their eyes when they appreciate her teaching.
Oh, thank you. I would like to congratulate both of you for such a beautiful presentation, because you are telling your own experience of what happening in the class. So it's very impressive. God bless you, both of you. Now, dear friends, I gave some experience. My two great teachers gave experiences. So it will really will make all of us to think. I would like to greet all of you friends. I have not forgot to greet Dayas people. I forgot. So Dr. Rautala, Mr. Saurabh Mukherjee, and P.C. Sarkar, and my friend who is sitting there in front of me, Saurabh Mukherjee, and all distinguished guests and teachers, and particularly love the prayer song, Swagatam, the prayer song by the children. It was a fantastic, very nicely done. So I greet the children for welcome song. Dear friends, let us discuss few minutes. We talked about the teachers, the characteristics of the guidance of the school. Please look at the various dimension, modified dimension based on each one of your experience. Now let us visualize dynamic school system. How it look like this? A dynamic school, according to me, a school that radiates greatness by teaching capacity of the teachers, not big buildings. The teaching capacity of the teachers. A school is great because creativity is bubbling everywhere. The classroom full of creativity, syllabus creativity, and the teachers creative. School is great because creativity is bubbling everywhere. School is great because it cherishes the learning environment with library, internet if possible, e-learning and creative laboratories. A school is great because it creates and generates confidence among students. I can do it. I can do it. If you have the confidence, I can do it. That Vishnu boy, as soon as you know he had the confidence, I can do it, right off. Will you repeat with me? I can do it. I can do it. We can do it. India will do it. That means the confidence. I can imagine 600 million youth. And teachers are teaching that 600 million youth at different ages. Imagine the teacher gives confidence, I can do. What a miracle it will happen. It becomes we can do, and then India will do it, or any nation will do it. A school is great because it has teachers who lead a unique way of life with the purity and become a role models for the student, develop them as enlightened citizens. A school is great because it has capacity, teach all students to succeed, not only few students. First, suppose you have 100 classroom, there are 5-6 rank people. You can't concentrate, the teacher can't concentrate most of the time to developing the 6 people. How do you make the teachers missionaries? How do you last 20, last 30, how do you bring them up? A school is great because it has the capacity to teach all students to succeed. A school that generates creativity among all students irrespective of whether they belong to art or science stream. A school is great that generates alumni who cherish that they belong to this school. I remember my primary school even now at the age of 8. So when I see the teachers from different parts of Calcutta, I look at you, dear friends, as one integrated system of education, system of learning and system of knowledge. The seeds of peace in the world have their origin in the righteousness in the heart of every individual. Such righteous citizens lead to the evolution of enlightened society. The education value system has to be so designed that the righteousness in the heart is developed in young minds. That should be the mission of education. The bright learning environment is to 5 to 70 years of age, 5 to 70 years of age, over 25,000 hours. The student between age 5 and 17, they spend in the classroom 25,000 hours. This reminds me of an ancient Greek teacher saying, Greek teacher 3,000 years back, he said, give me a child for 7 years. Afterwards, let God or devil take the child, they cannot change my child. This indicates the power of great teachers and teacher of teachers. True education is the acquisition of enlightened feeling and enlightened power to understand daily events, to understand the permanent truth by linking citizens to the environment, human and planet. I would like to quote from the great philosopher Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, who says, the sense of human need is there and the teacher can satisfy it by giving to the youth an idea of fundamental power and worth of man, his spiritual dignity as a man, a supranational culture and an all-embracing humanity. Let us now hear the tribute given by the great teacher Albert Einstein. About his teacher he says, the ideals which have lighted my way time after time have given a new course to face life cheerfully, have been kindness and beauty and truth which I learned from the teacher, he says. This is the mission of teacher. By nature, if the student has studied in a particular school, they cherish the memories. For example, in the institution the teacher belongs, have created hundreds and thousands of alumni depending upon the school strength. The successful alumni remembers the school with veneration and a desire to give back. The school need to create an opportunity through which the dreams of alumni are fulfilled. Heads of schools and teachers should have one-line statement of vision. My vision, all of you should have one-line statement. My vision is to give the students all-round capacity that is always creative, observant, aim to acquire the knowledge continuously, leading to generation of an excellent performer with sterling character built with unique tradition of the school. In this process, the education system has to develop the 5 minds as described in the book 5 Minds in the Future by Howard Gardner. He says, what education gives, one is disciplinary mind, second one synthesizing mind, third one creative mind, fourth one the respectful mind, fifth one ethical mind. To develop these 5 minds, one need not change the syllabus of the school, the culture of the school and the vision of the school and the teacher's way of life will imbibe these 5 minds among the students. Some time back, I met a principal who has become a role model to all his students. I asked the principal, what was the secret of his success? He told me the following. He said, he has been able to adapt himself to the age of the student. As a principal, he makes sure that he always takes 2 to 3 classes per week. Principal takes classes. He is not lost in the administrative work alone. He ensures transparency in all his transactions and treats all students alike, irrespective of their religion, caste, language, economic status, or from town or village. Yes, the principal said he has a foresight and visualize the student growth in long-term perspective. During the 11 years of tenure, principal says, during 11 years of tenure, he has ensured that at least 2,000 students who are average performers have been groomed to excel in their studies. I will read again. The principal says, a successful principal says, during 11 years of tenure, my tenure, he says, he has ensured that at least 2,000 students who are average performers have been groomed to excel in their studies. How many of you will do it? Teachers, can you volunteer? How many of you do? Average performers, can you lift boldly? How many of you will do? How many of you will do the average performance to excel? The principal, how many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I wish all of, I am sure my heads of the school teachers, many heads of the school teachers assembled here would reflect these characteristics and also add a few more important traits. You can add your own. Now in conclusion, friends, I have designed 11-point oath for the teachers, which I would like to administer to this important gathering of teachers. When you would like to take? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, I'm glad you have taken lunch. First, you repeat with me. First and foremost, I love teaching. Teaching will be my soul. Teaching will be my soul. Why not you liberal saying that, repeating it? Okay. I realize I am responsible for shaping not just students, but ignited youths who are the most powerful resource on the earth, above the earth, under the earth. I will be fully committed for great mission of teaching. I will consider myself to be a great teacher, for I can lift the average. I lift the average to the best performance by way of my special teaching. All my action with my students will be with kindness, affection, like mother, sister, father, or brother. I will organize. Only I can speak loudly, but you are all. For 2 days you are not taken lunch. I will organize and conduct my life in such a way that my life itself is a message to my students. I will organize and conduct my life in such a way that my life itself is a message to my students. Followed? I will encourage. This side, silent side. I will encourage my students to ask questions. I will encourage my students to ask questions and develop the spirit of inquiry. So that the student blossom into creative citizens. I will treat all the students equally, will not support any differentiation on account of religion, community, or language, or city boy, or village girl. I will build capacities in teaching so that I can impart quality education to my students. I realize, being a teacher, I am making an important contribution all the national development initiatives. I will constantly endeavor to fill my mind. I will constantly endeavor to fill my mind with great thoughts. Spread the mobility in thinking and action. Thank you, friends. Good teachers, very good teachers. So my best wishes to all of you for success in your mission of developing enlightened citizens for the nation through transformative education practice. May God bless you all, friends. Now, I can take 2 or 3 questions, okay, from teachers. Real teacher, 3 questions. 3, yes, teachers, madam. Teacher. You are a teacher, madam?
I'm Shubhana Bhattacharya. I teach in an undergraduate college.
Oh.
So that's the reason why I held myself, because I don't really but I'm a teacher.
Yeah, I get you.
So and it has been my dream to come to hear you and see you in person.
What is the question?
The question is, since I teach the other end, not 5 to 17 age group really, a little beyond that, 18 and onwards, what would be your message to such an age group, and what would I convey to my students after having met you? What kind of dream should I give them?
Actually,
thank you so much.
I am astonished because I was addressing in Jaffna, Sri Lanka, students and teachers. One teacher, similar question she asked me, okay? Shall I give the same answer? See, that answer, if you don't mind if they all repeat, will you, the name of what I'm going to say, righteousness in the heart. Righteousness in the heart. Where, repeat with me, where, I'll give you a good coffee tea, where there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. Beauty in the character. When there is beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. Harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is order in the nation. Order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world. So, madam, answer to your question, righteous in the heart. Who can give, finally, for everything, origin, if there is a righteous in the heart in our children, our grown-up children, then beauty in the character possible, harmony in the home possible, order in the nation possible, peace in the world possible. Who will give the righteousness in the heart? Only 3 people can give. Father, mother in a spiritual environment, third one teacher. So you do that, righteous in the heart. Okay? One more question? One more question? No question? No question? No question? No? Okay, I will ask you a question. For teachers. Any teacher can answer. Okay, any teacher. Do you have any experience of lifting the average student, the high performance student? Average student, any experience as a teacher, you can tell your experience how an average teacher will transform to a great student. Any one of you? Yes, madam? Yes. No, that. No, she is good. Now, chance her. She is going to talk. That lady.
Good afternoon, everybody.
I'm really on top of the world because this is my second meeting with Dr. Kalam. The first meeting was in the Rashtrapati Bhavan in the year 2003, 13th of October, which is a memorable day in my life, which I can't forget till date. But the question that Dr. Kalam asked us, I'm the founder principal of a school which is named Purvanchal Vidya Mandir. And the students who come to the school, they all come from the lower income group parents. And the children cannot afford to keep any tutor at home for any extra work. So it is the duty of us teachers to bring them up to the level, and we work day and night, not day and night as the duty hours is concerned, but we are giving them 100% to give them the best in the board results. And till date, the 7 batches that we have overcome, we have never got a second division in our school. But I tell them, honestly, my children are very good and they get 100% help from our teachers. And we tell them, I always tell them, children, getting 90% in the school examination is not everything in life. First, be a good human being. And when the children, say a fishmonger's son or a rickshaw puller's son gets chance in the IIT Kharagpur, then I feel that I'm really doing a good job.
Beautiful, beautiful. God bless you, madam. God bless you, madam.
Thank you.
And friends, for me, as a teacher, is an inspiration. I'm inspired by your experiences. God bless you all.
Dr. Kalam sir, I would like to say something on behalf of one of our teachers present here. I think he's too humble to tell you. As he was saying, new science teacher here. I think I have so many years of my service in this school. I'm the principal of this school. I haven't found children, wanting to do experiments, and children not in his class, children of class 4 or 5, also coming up with different experiments, wanting to show the talents, and I must say, they are really going to be very bright scientists in the future. I would like the teacher concerned to tell us how he has inspired them. Could I request Arvind sir, wherever you are, please to tell your experience, to share how you have inspired so many of our children.
Good evening, sir. I think all the students is my son, and every time that whenever I'm in class, I think I have to give 100% to them, and I just meet with them as a friend, not as a teacher. That sometimes the backbenchers, they feel that I am insecure, they feel insecure sometimes because their eyes sees everything. So I try to help them also as a friend, as my brother also. I try to help them always. Thank you, sir.
It is once that I'm feeling that there is no need for a proposal for vote of thanks. Dr. Kalam himself has been gracious in thanking everyone, and on behalf of this great gathering, may we all thank Dr. Kalam to be here and teaching us. We are all teachers and students, but for once all of us took up the role of students, and let us be students forever. Thank you, Dr. Kalam.